Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. This is Roger Wakefield coming to you live. We do this every day.
Monday through Friday, baby, every weekday.
11 o'clock Eastern time, and I'm going to turn some brightness up there if you want to say hello.
Go for it. Everybody, good morning. I'm Henry Wakefield, 20-year pipe fitter by trade. Happy to be here. Now I run Leak Pro. We would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where they manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. To check out the equipment, visit www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you want to learn how to do leak detection and add this and market it in your local area, give us a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I offer a 2-day training, and we'll run you through everything. So give me a call.
And look, if you'd like to learn what we do, I teach people how to do this on YouTube. I've put together a course. I had people reach out to me and say, Roger, look, all these other guys that are teaching stuff, I'm not sure that they know what they're doing. And look, they've been around for a long time, and some of them are good. I've studied from multiple teachers, and I put it all together, and we do it our way. But as you can tell, it works. And the good thing I think about what we've put together, Squirt, we're probably the only one out there really doing it. All these other people, they don't do YouTube every day anymore. They just talk about it. They just teach it. They just sell a bunch of different products, but there's nothing wrong with that. You need to learn, but I think you also need the right coach to help you. But most people won't even start because they're like, look, I don't have the equipment. I don't have the followers. I don't get the views. You know, if I'd have thought that in the beginning, I wouldn't be standing here right now.
I'm scared to hit record.
Man, I know. Just press the dang button. Anyway, look, guys, if you want to learn a little bit more about YouTube, it's a free webinar. It won't cost you anything. Just go to www.justmetroger.com. Love to see you there. Happy freaking Friday.
Oh, so glad it's Friday.
You know, I tell you what, for people that love what we do, it's still nice to have a Friday. It's nice to say, hey, you know what?
That's it.
We
Just
go
a little
hard.
bit of mindset shift for some enjoyment of the weekend. A little more play than normal.
Because we do get to play during the week.
We do. We get to, some work that we do is play in its own. Okay, but
Well, we played in the Bahamas a couple of weeks ago.
that's it. You know, like
Then I
it
played
was
in
all
Fort
work.
Lauderdale. I know it was.
All
It was all
guys.
work, and there's a
All
lot of work.
I finally got to go snorkeling and video. Leak Pro order. Time to go to work instantly, and that's a great problem to run into.
We love what we do. We
it.
love what we do.
That's it.
But remember, it's Friday. Don't start thinking about the weekend yet.
Not yet.
You've got till 4 or 5 this afternoon. Then think about the weekend. So no matter what you're doing today, guys, work safe. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about national news because the Department of Energy is rolling out electric school bus charging grants. Now, we've been telling y'all, how long we've been telling people, look, if you're in electrical and you're not doing charging stations yet, you need to.
Since we started this show,
Yeah. And we did.
it's a very upcoming thing. It's a normal topic these days that's discussed a lot. The thing I like about this is they're feeding it into school districts, to the school buses.
Because they run every freaking day.
Every
except
day
for the summertime.
for all the school days. That's it.
For the summertime.
And then they run multiple schools too. So it's not just, guess what? That same school bus, it's running multiple grades.
And you got to figure too, a school doesn't just have one bus.
Nope.
They got a shit ton of word.
It is in my book.
It is if you're a plumber. But guys, here's the deal. $500 million in grants available to school districts to build EV bus charging infrastructure.
Yep.
Now, this includes the chargers, the upgrades, the load management, the infrastructure behind the meter. Now, this is going to benefit some tradespeople, the electricians for the power grid, civil firms for site prep, trenching for all the wires and all this, HVAC ventilation for charging areas, and, of course, networking. All the wires, all the telecom, everything that's got to be in. Now, this leads to work for more people, and it keeps people busy. You're also going to need concrete crews. You're going to need people to come in and fix everything they had to cut up to run all the networking and cabling. But why does it matter now? Because the DOT is signaling major EV build-outs ahead. This is just phase one. Because, guys, look, right now, there's no charging stations, so guess what? They ain't no freaking buses.
That's it.
They don't have them yet. But if they're spending $500 million knowing we're going to need this pretty soon, there's a reason behind it. So what I recommend is pre-qualify with local school boards before the RFPs drop. RFP, request for pricing. Having a packaged solution can put you ahead of everybody else. It gives you a little edge. And guys, if you'll get out now and start talking to them and say, hey, look, we've got a guy. We train him. I got a specialist in this. We probably know more about EV charging stations than anybody in town. Well, who do you think they want now?
Yep.
They're like, okay, wait, y'all got a guy. I used to be able to do that whenever I made Facebook videos. Hey, guys, look, we specialize in slab leaks and leak detection. That's what we do. I've had people call me and say, I was at dinner talking to my husband, my friend, whatever it is, saying, look, I got a leak under my house and I don't know what to do. The lady at the next table is like, you need to call Roger. Guys, leak detection, that stuff works. I'm just saying. But in a pilot school district in Florida, charging 10 buses cut diesel costs 65% in 1 year. Guys, if you can cut your bill 65%, it's worth the investment.
That's it. And I know their electric went up a little to do this.
Of course.
But guess what? If you start implementing solar and things for that school at that location to start feeding more energy back in, that's going to offset that cost too. And you can't just do that with diesel. Not yet.
Not yet, but we're working on it.
You know, like I guarantee you somebody can.
Well, they're doing biodiesel now, so like, is that even real fuel?
That's it. Like alternatives.
Okay. I'm gonna love this next one because we're talking the bottom line here. But when is it time to raise your services? Or raise your service rates? And I want to tell you, every best practice group that I've ever been involved with, whenever you show up and say, hey, here's what we're charging, the first thing they tell you is you're not charging enough. The first mentor that I ever had that was a local business owner here owned what at the time was probably about an $80 million a year electrical company. I said, man, can I come over and sit and talk? He said, absolutely. So I come over, sit and talk. He told me, bring your price book. So I lay my price book down. He opens it up, shuts it, and slides it back. He said, you're not charging enough. I said, how do you know that? I said, you didn't even look at the book. He said, I looked at your pricing. I said, okay. He said, I can tell by what pricing you're charging or what your flat rate pricing is set at. You're not charging. I said, how do you know that? You don't know anything about my company. He says, I know how to run a business in Dallas. Boom. I mean, watch him. Yep. Mic drop. Did y'all see that fall? Here's the deal. Most of you are not charging enough. And I know it's not what you want to hear, but with all these tariffs and price raises that have been happening on a regular basis, it's true. So when is it time? Well, the market signals to watch are, if you're not booked out 3 days more, don't worry about raising your prices. Get busy. But if you are booked out over 3 days a week or 3 days ahead of schedule at your current pricing, with material, fuels, sub costs, things like that going up 8 to 10% just in the last 3 months, you're losing money and you don't even know it yet. The bad thing is most companies don't know if they make or lose money till April the 15th.
Yep. Because
they're not looking at their KPIs. They're not looking at their numbers. And anybody that's interested in learning more about numbers, just reach out and talk to me. This is something I teach. It's something I coach. It's something I know. But if you're not raising your prices right now, at least every 2 or 3 months, you're going to be losing money. Now, what if you have a new staff or specialist roles in marketing, advertising, anything like that? It comes with a higher rate. You need to charge for that. You need to increase your pricing. Here's the thing. Schedule quarterly pricing reviews to align inflation and overhead. Because all the suppliers send us emails saying, hey, look, going to let you know, pricing is going up in 30 days. If you wait till that 30 days to raise your pricing, you're getting behind the 8 ball already. And there's a way to implement tiered pricing. We talked about this the other day. Standard, if it's in your 40 hours a week or whatever, you're great. Priority, say that somebody calls it, I need in today. Okay, we can do that, but here's what we have to do. we've got to charge you extra. Our schedule's full, but we can get you in. We can juggle someone around.
Where you get that emergency call?
Emergency call. Same day, need you
gotta
here
have it
right
now.
freaking now. Okay, and you know, some people do. They've got the tiered pricing, normal pricing, time and a half pricing, double time pricing. And Matthew, I'll see you in here. If you're tiered like that, let me know, because I'd love to hear how y'all got it set up. But guys, I think that you can also just do, look, emergency calls. It's a $300 charge. We've got to move stuff around. We will get you. We will get you today. But then don't tell people in that and not do it. But here's the biggest thing. Hopefully you're on electronic pricing or electronic invoicing. You should have an email list. If you don't, that's a whole nother thing we need to talk about. Just go to Rogers Marketing Machine. I'll help you out. But here's the deal. Communicate your rate changes ahead of time. Starting next month, our certain days of the week appointments will be this much. Or, hey, if you can wait 24 hours where we can book you out at least after the next couple of days, it's normal pricing. So there's different ways to do it. Offer your long-term clients grandfathered pricing. Say, look, y'all been with us forever. We're not raising your pricing. They'll still be with you forever. You can lose some of them. Yep. And really, it's, and a lot of people say, well, it's not fair that I charge them one thing, then I charge the next door neighbor something more.
I disagree. Now, like, I had an internet provider swing by yesterday. Oh, well, you know that we're in the area. Oh, what do you pay? Get out of here. Y'all didn't offer anything
which one
fast
was it?
enough. It just, let's not.
What's it start with? Just tell me that.
I'm not even messing with it.
No.
But-
I want to know for a reason.
Well, it's Spectrum, and then I had Verizon Business call
Okay.
today. Like, all of them.
No, it's good because here's the thing. Spectrum, if you're watching, nothing bad. I reached out to y'all before we bought this. You
That's
remember?
right. We
reached out to Spectrum and said,
everywhere.
hey, I need to find out if I have the best freaking internet available at this address. They said, yes, you do. I said, thank gosh, we're fixing to buy a property. Bought the property, soon as signed the paperwork, called Spectrum, said, I need internet out here. They said, we don't service your area.
Don't do that.
I'm like, what? They said, we don't have it in your area. I'm like, I called down before I ever bought this to make sure y'all did. Here's the package I want. Here's what was discussed. They said, yeah, well, we're not in your area. We call somebody else. Got it.
Got the fastest available at our location when we came.
You
here.
bet. Absolutely. Now, we can probably update it now. But here's the deal.
I can get it quicker. But
We tried calling the people to say, hey, we want you. We called and set it up beforehand. We're ready. Yeah, we don't do that there.
and I thought about it after, and it's like, no, but I'm the loyal customer that you really want, because I'm going to tell every other company, get out of here. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
No. I got the quickest I could when it was here, and guess what? You think you're going to swoop in and, oh, I can do it cheaper. I don't care.
It's not always
You
about
weren't
price.
here when I needed you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I do like that. I know that I've been involved with groups before that, like if you were the founder, Brendan Burchard's group, if you get in the beginning, your price is never going up.
Yep.
You want to renew that every year? You're with
locked.
me every year. Let's go. And by next year, that original price I could have is doubled. I went back a year later, said, look, I want in. It was 1.5. Talk about a great coach. All right, safety. High visibility vests for night work. So what standards must you meet? Well, there's the ANSI 107 classes. And the ANSI 107 class, look, daytime, nighttime, high visibility vest, roadside, on a job site, depending on where you're at, depends on what you need.
That's it. Those can just be class 2s
Okay.
for your normal daylight high visibility.
Okay.
But if it's not, or even dusk, it's got
Once the sun starts
once
going
the
down.
sun
Yep.
starts to go down and that brightness starts to dim any that's
Okay.
considered dusk, you've got to go class 3.
Okay,
required.
now class 3 is like more reflective,
More reflective, way more reflective.
brighter visibility.
Can also include pants
Whoa.
if you're close
To a road.
to the roadway.
And look, here's the deal. If I'm close to the road, I want to glow in the dark.
That's right.
I want to blink.
Lights
I want
are
a
not
light that goes
bad
up to the
idea
sky right above my
if you
head.
actually work night shift.
Yeah.
And a little light there also is not a bad idea if somebody doesn't have their lights on, is the key there, because
Yeah, there's nothing
Think
to
of
reflect.
how many cars you end up seeing that don't have their headlights on while they're driving in a dark.
So we need to sit and draw it up real quick, okay? Reflective vest,
Yeah.
LED lighting, strobe, battery pack. You charge it every night. Matter of fact, we put a Milwaukee battery plug-in on the back.
I'm sure they've already got them.
Why are we so far behind the game?
It comes too fast.
I don't like working with you anymore. How do we get so far behind already? Squirt says, "Happy Friday, everyone." Matt McDonough, how you doing, brother? Says, Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing and Squirt. What's up, brothers? Sorry I missed out yesterday. I was tied up with an emergency water heater replacement. Happy Friday, gentlemen. Hope you guys have a great weekend. You know, we've been talking about that weekend already.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned that. Really, today's Friday? I almost didn't know. Scam Pro Technology says, "Hey, guy, what's up? We got some new products coming out soon. If you fancy testing them out, man, reach out to me or Amber and we'll send you an address, send it to us." I always tell people, send me your best product. We're going to play with it.
Yep.
If we like it, we'll say, hey, man, let's find a way to do something. So, yeah, we can do that. Matt McDonough says, so emergency calls are charged differently for how far and what the emergency is when I arrive. Yep. And I like that. I've said all along, I think that people that do after hours should just have, it's a show up fee. It's like, look, if you need somebody there tonight, it's after 10, it's before 6 in the morning, it's $300. We'll charge our normal rates, but that $300 is normally split between the company for bringing in the marketing that made the phone ring and the technician. So it's like, hey, there's an extra $150 just for going in the middle of the night.
Yep.
You're still going to work. You're still going to get your hours. You're still going to make your money, your commission, whatever it is. But you get an extra $150 just for getting out of bed.
Yeah. I like for him for the how far, because I know that he does do some distance traveling to go do some jobs
from Phoenix to Vegas to LA to
all over. So I like having that because
I think he travels more than I do.
Yeah, he probably does.
That's pretty scary. Daryl said that the other day.
I bet you do, man.
Daryl said that the other day when we're live in Dallas. He says, Roger, you're probably the only person in the room travels more than I do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no,
yeah, you do now.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, it's.
So I really do enjoy my Fridays, but normally I don't know what day of the week it is. I don't. You know that. Me and you've talked, and literally it's like, wait, Randy, what is today?
These remind him.
Somebody out there, if you ever see me at a show or anything, just say, hey, Roger, it's Wednesday, right? I would appreciate that so much.
Yes. I want to hear that.
Common mistakes made, wearing your daytime attire. Yep. And look, you've got to use it every time you're there, especially if you're standing next to a road, guys. And most of these construction sites these days, you've got to have a vest just to walk on the job site.
Yep.
Ripping when stuck in dusk.
Yeah, time ripping there. You're still in that.
You're still in your daytime mess, and all of a sudden it's dark.
But it's almost time to roll out. Well, it's just a little bit. Dusk will be okay.
There you go.
Something could happen. And that's the key here is to know the hours that you work. Like we used to work 6 a.m. and start. Our high visibility vest had tons of reflective on it. Now we didn't do the pants unless we were really close to a roadway and actually working right there next to it. And then we did have some pants.
Now, and also too, you see a lot of these vests, like they'll have a strip that goes like from the front to the back, up and around.
Yep.
But then if you're standing sideways, there's nothing on the sides or anything. You got a guy working here, he's sideways. There's not much reflective there.
Yep.
People don't see that.
That's it.
360 degrees, got to go all the way around you. Mm-hmm. And you got a tip here.
I do. Always stock a few Class 3 vests with sleeves, reflective pants, and boot covers for after dark hours whenever you actually are working close to the roadways, guys. Because the state DOTs and OSHA require proper PPE. Violations can result in on-site stops or tickets. And if you're really close to the roadway, you watch the highway crew when they're working overnight and you're passing by.
They glow in the dark.
They glow in the dark.
Yeah. If you have your headlights
or
on.
out of the light.
If you have your headlights on.
It's there. You can see it so much. And
here's the deal. It's easy to get your tail busted.
It is.
If they're driving down the road and they see you, it's like, hey.
It's not hard
click,
to
click,
know.
click, click.
Yep.
Matter of fact, they got their video camera on anyway. They ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
And just let me find a spot to park, come back to you and collect money and say, thank you, have a great day.
Put some reflective on that, please.
And here's the deal. The class 3s are a little bit more expensive, but you know what? If you know that you're going to be working and it could get late, wear class 3. Make sure your tail is covered and reflective. All right, new construction, smart homes. Now, this is something, guys, we preach about all the time because there's integration across plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. Now, this is something we say a lot. Become the guy that understands smart homes. Become the guy that talks to homes. Become the home whisperer.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, if you can talk to the integrated systems that are integrated with each other, dude, you're going to have a job. You're going to be able to walk in and say, hey, we just sold you a water heater. I notice you have this thermostat. I notice you have this. I notice you have this. Your washer and dryer have Bluetooth. You want me to tie all this together for you? And you're like, what? I've had my washer and dryer till I need to throw them away now. A bearing went out. I was pissed about that.
It's time. Just get one.
Yeah, but gosh, I love those. But here's the deal. They've had Bluetooth on them. I can't get them to sync. But if I had a smart homes integrator, I'm just telling you, hooked systems, smart leak sensors on your water mains and your drains, your thermostats, the zoning dampers, HVAC air quality sensors. The thermostats, guys, think about that. I can control my thermostat from home right now, but I don't have it tied to everything else. Whole home energy usage meters, smart breakers. There's so many different things out there, and the coordination challenges that we're dealing with, the multi-trade access to a single multi-hub, it messes everything up. You've got to figure it out. If you're the guy, you're like, hey, look, I'm putting this conduit in because I know that I need this much cable pulled through it. But I also know if the HVAC guy's smart, he's going to need this. If the plumber's smart, he's going to need it. And you know what? Even if they're not that smart, now you come back a year from now and do something else. You're like, hey, I noticed the plumbers and HVAC never did any of this. Would you like a smart system? We can help you install it. Guys, there's so freaking many opportunities out there that people don't even see today. Yep. But the way to get really good at it is sell the value. Packaging stuff together. Why do you love the complete kit?
Because it covers you. It's a business in a box. Anything you need, whatever it is that you're going to need, outdoor, indoor, is it under the slab? Is it under a driveway? Whatever, you're covered. And you know that walking in. But you can offer a lot of packages. Smart essentials, smart comfort systems.
We'll see what just
also, smart security and wellness. Like the windows and stuff that you can do that tint and things like that to block the sun. There's so many different things around and out there. Become the guy that knows everything that's there that you can actually offer for a smart home for everything to actually be able to talk. You can use rebates for the utilities, extra client savings, and better closing rates, guys. If they can save and just have discounts done, that's
what it's about.
They're like, wait, yeah, let's do that. We can use somebody else's money a little bit to install it in my house. Okay.
And I want to say something here.
Yep.
You're not just selling a package.
Nope.
You're selling a finished product.
That's it.
And if you're like, oh, well, we can add this, we can add this, we can add this, we can add this. No. Would you like your house to be able to do this? Because once you install this, here's what it does. And that is what it's all about. Mm-hmm. Sell the finished product. Don't sell them systems. Don't sell them the dream. Don't sell them the mindset. Now, you may need to explain, hey, but if I told Randy, look, when I walk out of your house, you're going to walk in, it's going to be like the Jetsons. You're just going to be able to say, hey, dinner, prepare. I know. Randy's like, here's the credit card.
How long is this going to take?
Here's the credit card. Well, I hadn't told you how much it is. I don't care. I know what I want.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. Let me get a bank. Hold on.
It's good stuff.
Let's do it. That's it. And smart home penetration rose 25% in 2024, guys. 25%. Okay.
And that's a 25% rise in work that most people are not prepared to do.
That's it. Get out there and study it. Start learning it. Start figuring out the Internet of Things and how everything ties together, guys.
And in the beginning, we're asking, what's IoT? Every time it's up, it's like, wait, what is that? Yep. It's like, I don't know. Let's look it up again.
Hold on.
Yeah, we know now.
Yeah. HVAC controls were the fastest growing category.
I thought Bluetooth toilets would be. I want a toilet I don't have to run a water line to, just Bluetooth it.
I know. Like that one we did in that video that one time.
I know, it worked pretty cool. All right, mindset. Look, mindset growth is big. And there's a lot of mindful tools out there. But you've got to stay present on the job site.
Yep.
And I can truthfully say that a lot of injuries that I know have happened are when people weren't there.
That's why most accidents happen on a Friday afternoon, guys, because
Because they're already on the
checked
weekend.
out. That's
They're
it.
already at the lake.
That's it.
They're already thinking, I got to get beer. I got to get bourbon. Got to get the weeds taken care of in the yard.
Y'all should have done that Thursday night, guys.
see?
Gosh.
See, I know. You should have done all that.
But yeah, stay present while you are on the job. And that's why I wanted to bring this up. It's Friday. It's like, look, stay focused. It's Friday. I know we're headed to the afternoon. But guys, the reason it's so important, less mistakes, safer workflows. Okay. You're going to be able to follow it there. If somebody yells something across the floor, you're going to hear it. You're going to know what's going on. You're not going to be thinking about, oh, gassing up the boat. Yep. I got to make sure I lock that trailer on this time. I didn't last time. Yeah. I heard a story about that the other day. It's great. And also, it's going to improve your client trust. They're going to know that you are there, you are aware, you are paying attention to what is going on while you're in there fixing their toilet.
And I tell you what, it's really fun. And client trust is huge. I remember being at TI one year, and one of like the top dogs, and we're in South Building, Murphy under the floors, and we're there and working on something, and we had done something, and the guy walks up and says, "Wait, you can't shut that line down." So we're not going to. He said, "But I came down to look because they said there was a leak." I said, "Well, there was."
Yeah.
He said, "But you can't shut that line down." I said, I'm not. So how are we going to fix the leak? I said, "I already did." He said, "How'd you do that?" I said, "Well, I know what tool this applies. I understand." I said, "Here's what I was able to do," and told him what I did. And he's like, "Wow." He said, "Do you know how much money you just saved us?" I said, "More than I make."
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
but I'm honest
That's it.
about it.
Like, yeah.
It's like a whole lot more. I saved you in an hour more than I make in 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know how much money I just saved you. And it blew his mind.
Yeah.
And he's like, literally, I just got the call because
And
it was
you're already
reported an
fixing
hour
it.
ago, and I've already fixed it. It's like, look, I'm like, "Sir," and he has no idea who I am.
Yep.
And I said, "Look, I treat this like it's my building. What could I do?" So it's neat. But
Yeah.
use a tool only after 3 deep breaths.
Sometimes one works, doesn't it?
It better be a deep one. It better be a deep one. Tool time huddles. These are great. Each hour after a teammate calls out what they're working on and their next step. So there's a lot of different, like, communication is the biggest thing we can do on a job site, guys. It really is.
Yeah. If you're the foreman on the job, do that Friday afternoons. Go ask a guy, hey, what are you doing right now? What's the next step of that process? Just to make sure that they're present in what they are actually working on.
You bet.
And like, I love that one. That's a great idea. Just, be be that guy. Be that guy.
Clear communication.
It's the key. It's the key.
Now, what about that quick body check?
And there's some different Safe Tools app, things like that remind you for posture, stand, breathe, reset. And this is something that we kind of did whenever we first started doing the stretching at the beginning every day.
And what did we think when we were first introduced? You're going to get up every day and you're going to stretch and exercise for, not really exercise, but you're really going to stretch
You're gonna
every morning
stretch.
before work.
Yep. It was, are you kidding? This is what you're going to pay me to do? Okay.
And not only that, this is
and I
what you're going to
embraced
pay
it.
this company to set up a
That's
system
it.
for us to
Like,
do.
I thought it was so weird. Then I hit Parkland and they wanted us to do it in the mornings and after lunch for a while. They went to take away the after lunch, and I'm like, do we have to stop?
Right.
Like, me and my apprentice love doing that. Just a quick, 2-minute stretching maybe. We don't talk safety or any of that. We just do a quick stretch real quick. But after sitting for 30 minutes, that little bitty stretch, it helped, and we noticed it. And the safety guy's like, look, I'm not going to tell y'all that y'all can't do
Right.
that. If y'all want to keep going, go for it.
And your companies are never going to tell you not to do safety anymore once they've implemented it.
That's right.
If they ever come back and say, look, y'all don't have to do that anymore. Okay, but if I get hurt, then you understand the lawsuit that's going to happen. Anybody that wants to learn to do YouTube, guys, have y'all seen what I've done in the last 7 years? It blows my mind sometimes. And I got to tell you, it's so good because sometimes I just drive down the road and I start giggling. It's like, I am living the most amazing life I could ever imagine. I get to go out and meet tradespeople. I get to go out and meet entrepreneurs, business owners around the country, actually around the world. I mean, we did go to the Bahamas for work. I've spoken
some
in
cool
Canada.
people there, too.
I've spoken in Canada. I've spoken in the Bahamas. I've spoken in the Dominican Republic. I like those speaking jobs. I'm just going to throw that out there. But here's the deal. When I'm speaking to entrepreneurs, when I'm speaking to tradespeople, I always say, look, I can't do that. I don't have the right equipment. I don't have enough views. I don't have enough followers. I don't have what it takes. I was reminded just yesterday or the day before in Lima, Ohio, that I've got a face for radio. You've told me that before.
I've told you that many times.
I know. I've got a face for radio, but somehow here I am on YouTube. Guys, if you want to learn how to do YouTube, I made a free webinar just to try to help dispel some of the beliefs that people have, whether you're on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, Instagram.
Good job.
Guys, what we teach, I teach it for YouTube, but it helps you grow on every one of these platforms. So if this is something that you're interested in learning a little bit about, I made a free webinar for you. Go to www.justmattroger.com. Now, like Matt McDonough says, okay, now I'll get back up to this. He was on a warehouse job walk, couldn't enter without hard hat, vest, OSHA 10 certs. He was the only one prepared. That's the guy who normally gets the job.
Love it.
Also, tell me about that Leak Pro, Go Leak Pro. Oh, and my oldest son watched your YouTube on Fortnite and asked if he could be a plumber. Jackpot, baby. It works. So before we talk more about that and laugh more about that, tell us about Leak Pro.
That's great. I love that.
I know. Me too.
We would like to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They let us come in here, hang out, and cut up about the trades.
We don't cut up. This is work.
We don't ever cut up, especially on Fridays. You know, we just keep it dry and simple and direct news all the time. But Leak Pro does manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And we build a couple different pieces of equipment. I built a probe, which is a T-handle style solid block of aluminum. It's got a stainless rod on it. Real durable for probing in and out of the ground. That's what we like for that meter to the home service, irrigation lines, anything like that. If that leaks under the driveway or inside the house, under a slab, even sidewalks or something like that, you're going to want the Sidekick. Sidekick's pistol grip style, has an aluminum rod on it. And that aluminum rod, it's a less dense metal, so it's what kind of eliminates that layer of concrete that you're listening through. So I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's the business in a box. It comes with both pieces of equipment. You can find that at www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you're not familiar with how to do leak detection, give me a call because we offer a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. I've got a slab out there with 11 leaks under it. We go through, do line locating first. Then we go through, start locating leaks. I've got one outside of the slab also so that you learn what that sounds like also. But then I've got a cast iron and a PVC sewer system set up where we teach you to go to that double clean out outside of a home and do some neat testing to determine exactly where a sewer system's leaking. But then also you can talk to this guy for a little bit. He'll take a look at your marketing and teach you how you can actually promote yourself in your local area so that you get your phone ringing. So guys, do me a favor, get mine ringing. Give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to discuss the equipment or the training with you.
And I want to tell y'all, Randy lied to y'all. He does not offer you training. He makes you a Leak Pro. And that's what he does. And look, I'm when you said that, I thought, Randy, you don't just offer training. These guys become leak detectors.
Yeah.
And I mean, you do.
It's true.
And they come out, and not only are they leak pros, they understand, look, I'm doing this. I can find all 11 leaks under that slab. And I know they're deeper. I know that slab's thicker. And they're like, man, I am a Leak Pro. It's like, yes, you are. You got the kit, you got the chips. I'm just saying. All right, all trades. Tool time versus job time. When to move from teaching to doing. What's the signs of burnout?
Apprentices are still watching while you've demonstrated it 10 times already.
Make it about twice.
After
Twice, it's like, you know what?
After once, I want to see you try it. And if you screw it up again, here, let me show you one more time.
There's your twice.
And that's the twice.
Now, you don't have to do it perfect.
No.
But don't ask me to show you how to do it again.
That's it.
3, 2, 1, stop. Demo it once. Assist does it once. I mean, you help me. You watch me do it. I demoed it. You watched me. Now, I'm going to do it with you. Then you do it. So I'll show you once. I'm going to show you the second time. You got questions? Ask.
That's right.
Don't just sit there and watch me and then me say, you got it? And you say,
yeah.
Yep. I've done that.
Oh, hey, how do I do this?
And then you look at somebody and say, then you do it. And they're like,
yep.
I can't do that.
Uh-huh.
Well, I just showed you step by step by step. Do what I did. Oh, I didn't know I was going to have to do it. What the? See?
Hey,
I caught it.
There's a really good thing nowadays. All these apprentices have a phone on their hip now. They can record that instruction.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, I don't have my phone on me. It's tied up. You just grab your phone and say, look, man, I hate to do this. Will you say that again, please?
Boom.
And even me at conferences teaching YouTube,
Yep.
I'll be talking to somebody. I'm like, oh my God, here's what you need to do. You need to create a channel. You need to do this video. You need this. You need this. And they're like, stop. And they pull off the phone like, can I video you when you say that? I said, absolutely.
Yes,
I want to help. I want to jump in here to a comment real quick that came out. Niketsu Saitama, new to the field plumber on probation period here. Mentor said, no job today. So here I am educating myself with you guys.
Good for
Brother,
you.
number one, I love that. If you have not seen my other YouTube channel, it's called Roger Wakefield Plumbing Education.
Dog, don't sit there.
He got mad. He walked off. He said, y'all turned out the lights on me. I'm leaving. So anyway, I've got another plumbing channel. It's called Roger Wakefield Plumbing Education. Definitely worth going over there and checking out. And TikTok, look, if y'all have got questions or comments, I'd love for y'all to go over to YouTube, search the Trade Talks Live, join us, and we'll see what we can do. Matt says, it's great to go out and be a great speaker for the future. Mr. Miyagi of Plumbing, thank you for being a great sponsor for the trades. Squirt, thank you for building great tools and the assistance. I love that. Says, I love teaching on the job. Just have to hope they absorb it well.
Yep.
The only dumb question is the one that's unasked or that's asked for the 10th time.
Yep.
We're
My
on the same
apprentices
page.
know, like, don't ask me that third time. Like, if you ask me that second, you better be writing it down. And nowadays, record that video, man. Like,
Absolutely.
And I'm going to start doing it. Hey, pull out your phone, film this, because I'm going to tell you, and this is the last time I'm going to tell you, you can go back and watch it.
And look,
that.
take pictures. Go back and look at it. If I did something, take a picture of it. If you came back and did it, take a picture of it. Look at your pictures. Do they look the same? Or stand in front of yours, look at the picture of mine and say, ooh, you know what? Roger's lines were perfectly straight. My lines kind of do this. Might want to fix that. Because you don't want me to tell you that they're doing that. Not after I showed you the right way. All right, laws and licenses. Squirt, propane and gas equipment indoors. And I know you've done it.
I have. And, like, that's what kind of intrigued me here. Permit required, question mark. And that's what I said was, woo. Now,
Have you ever pulled a permit?
No, not to use
For indoor equipment?
No. Now, here's the thing, though. I worked whenever I did this using equipment indoors.
You know what?
It was technically industrial spaces.
You did get permits.
I had permit that
No,
had
as soon
that
as I thought about it,
included.
because I thought, well, I've done
For
it
the
at
GC.
TI. I thought, I bet Randy's done it at TI.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Permits are required.
Yeah.
Permits are
Anything you
required
do.
to walk in the door.
Anything you do.
Pretty much right.
But like I worked in a lot of facilities, they didn't require us to actually permit using that inside because they already had a lot of forklifts and things in the buildings. So I worked in some different spaces.
But the funny thing is, permits are almost always required.
Yeah, I know. And like that
Blew his mind.
blew my mind this
Because as soon
morning,
as I saw
guys.
that, I thought, where'd you get this at?
I know. It's like,
you know how much
and
trouble
that's
I'd
why
be
I
in right
included
now?
this. That's what I thought was like, man, I don't think
Hey,
I've
wait, we've never
ever
done
pulled a
that. This
permit.
is,
Like,
Randy,
hey.
this is video.
oh,
We've
it's
never done
live.
that. We've never done
Clip
that.
that out. Oh,
We could get in
can't
trouble
edit.
for that.
Dang it.
We would never do that.
I was permitted, guaranteed.
Yes, me too. So I remember yours. You remember mine?
Yeah, I do.
We're good.
I do.
We're covered.
Guys, CO2 monitors installed. Is the duct exhaust? Are the exhaust fans between 400 to 2,000 BTUs an hour? There's a lot of requirements. Is the fire suppression or gas shutoff zone defined? There's lots of things that you really need to know for the areas that you're working in. Like I said, luckily I was in industrial spaces. There was a lot of ventilation for the spaces I worked in.
Absolutely.
So, which was great. Like, but also like some field incidents here in Colorado, a contractor was fined $10,000 after a CO2 buildup in an enclosed garage, causing crew headaches and fainting. And guys, that's one of the things like that I know, no matter what type of equipment that you are using, once it goes indoors to a space, you want to ventilate the area in the space with outdoor air.
Yeah.
Let me make that really clear.
Yeah, just putting a negative air machine in there ain't going to work.
That's
You're going
it.
to pull
That's
that out,
something
but
enough.
you need fresh air in there.
That's right. But also a good tip here is if the authority having jurisdiction box swap,
And sometimes they will.
and sometimes they will, you're going to have to swap to battery wireless units with HEPA-Vacs. I've had to take some diesel things into places and put scrubbers and things. Now, they built the exterior before they actually laid concrete
Yeah.
and stuff, so it wasn't an operational building still. It was just a big freaking casino. Love that.
Remember, TikTok, if y'all got questions, jump over onto YouTube. Love to hear what y'all have to say. Questions, comments, and also, hey, let us know, hey, this is where I came from. Love to see what you got. Business training. Wait. Oh, I know. I saw that. I was gonna surprise
It's
you.
okay. It's coming.
I know.
It's coming.
I'm gonna start saying, don't ask me. Go watch Roger's YouTube channel. I love that. Matthew, thank you, brother. Okay. Business training.
Yes.
The
Let's
daily
stay present.
No,
Let's stay
no,
present.
and I love it. Hey, it's Friday. We get
That's
that.
right. That's it.
You know, Randy's very intelligent about what he puts in here every day because Randy puts this together. Here's what we're going to talk about. Here's when we're going to talk about it. We wouldn't talk about this on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday.
Nope.
Mondays,
maybe.
you got to stay present.
That's it.
You got to understand, look, it's Monday. Don't be thinking about what you did all weekend. That's why Mondays and Fridays are the two worst days to get hurt. It's when it normally happens. All right, daily 3.
Yes. Daily 3. End of the day. Crew routine. Okay.
Okay.
Clean and organize the tools and the van. Hey, did you hear that?
I'm sorry, the speaker's broken.
You're
I
not
can't
present,
hear.
I know.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about the weekend. Sorry about that.
A quick sweep minimizes the next day delays, guys. And
Especially on Friday. Because when you walk in
Especially.
Monday and you don't remember where you put things on Friday, it's like, wait,
that's it.
that's tough.
You got to commit a little extra time on Fridays on any big job site because you're trying to prevent thieves from the weekend. It's a whole nother level.
You know, and I like the note that you've got here. Send a photo or a brief note, a snip, a text email, anything like that to the office to show what was done. Here's what I want y'all to do. If you're here today and you're in here paying attention, if you're in a van or you're at a work site, take a picture. It's Friday. Take a picture last thing today of your clean work area, your clean van, your cleaned out area. Tag whatever shows up on the screen where you're at. It's either at Roger Wakefield, the Roger Wakefield, the Trade Talks. Do me a favor. Post it. Post it on the social platform. Tag us. My team will share it. If you don't want to tag us, anything like that, just go to subreddit, Roger Wakefield posts, put pictures in there. That's something we ought to start doing on every Friday. Just say, guys, look, send us a picture of your cleaned up work area. We might show your picture or video in here next Friday.
Yeah.
You know, Colton, that would be a cool thing to do. But let us know what was done. All right, that's the first thing. What are the other?
Also, review the next day's scope and gather or drop any preparation parts. Like, if it's Friday, especially, and you need something to remind you Monday when you walk in of where you were or something,
Yeah.
leave yourself a note if you have to.
Lay a pile of fittings right in front of your gang box. You'll
That's
know.
it. The things that you need, set it on your card.
Yep.
Like, anything that'll trigger that brain first thing Monday morning when you walk up and it's like, oh, yeah, we're on that. Okay. Yep. Oh, starting to remember. Now, I was the guy that showed up a little early anyway, so I could start to think about where I was and where I'm headed. But doing a lot of this, guys, there's some results here. 30% fewer missing part calls. Faster morning rollouts. And that's my favorite part is if everything's clean and organized, you take this little time at the end of every day to set yourself up for success the next day. You typically succeed the next day.
And then you're not showing up the next day saying, wait, what's the job? What are we working on? Because then it's like your mind is not in it.
I had those apprentices.
I've had those journeymen.
Yeah, I've had some of those
being
too.
honest.
Yeah, you're right. I've had some of those journeymen too. That it's like, boss, where are we? What are we doing?
It's like, well,
you're
where
in
were
the
you
same
Friday?
place you were
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was I on Friday though?
Guys,
my
the big tip is be mentally prepared. We talked about it earlier. Be present.
That's it.
Always think, and I love it because Randy said many times that the one thing that you taught me that helped make me a good foreman, good superintendent, always get ahead of your guys. At least 2 weeks. If you're 2 weeks ahead, when they come to you and they're like, hey, I'm not sure where to go. I've already got all your materials and tools over here. Just go there.
Yep. You already know where
The
they're going.
drawings are there. You know where they're going. You're 2 weeks ahead of them.
That's it.
Now, it's hard to get that way in the beginning.
You got to start
especially
with a
if
day
you've never done it.
and a couple
Yeah.
days, and then
Especially if you've never
the
done it,
full
never
week.
thought about it.
That's it. Like it takes a little bit.
That's
but
the one that when I learned it.
that was the other tip. Is it was like, look, you start with a day,
Yeah.
and then you work up to that 2 weeks ahead. You're not going to get there day one. No, you're not going to do it. It's
Yeah.
not
I'm
gonna
going to show
happen.
up first day on the job. I'm already 10 days ahead of y'all. All
Unless
your
you're running
stuff's laid out.
30-inch pipe, baby, and then you might be able to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Because by the time they make a joint, you can get 4 or 5 days ahead. All right. Electric vans. Are they job site tough in the summertime?
Yeah, like this kind of intrigued me because I hadn't thought of it from this aspect before. And I was like,
It's hot. I don't know if y'all know this in Texas. It gets a little warm.
we live in Texas and the triple digits are coming. I looked at it yesterday. It was 91 and felt like 101.
Not on a Monday. I'm just saying. I saw that. I keep thinking of the Hangover. Not up in here. No, not on a Monday. I love that. I like being dazed and confused. It makes it fun.
That's right. Smooth, quiet operation, instant torque, incentives on EV tax credits. There's lots of things trying to push this out.
Yep.
Some of the cons. Summer heat can cut battery range by up to 25 to 30%
I'm glad I didn't buy that Tesla.
when the AC is used heavily.
Yeah.
And
And in
guys-
Texas, it's used.
Mine stays on high.
Yeah. Yeah, mine too.
Till I finally get cold and I got to be in that truck for a long time.
And mine may
It's
not
gotta be
stay
a
on high,
haul.
but I've always got my temperature turned to zero, which is
Okay.
like below 60.
Yeah.
So I may turn the fan down where I'm just getting a little cold air on me. Yeah. And I'm in that big Chevy diesel.
Yep.
It got to where my AC wasn't getting cold. So I literally, and I jacked with this for like a week. It's like, man, it's not getting cold. So I pulled in the shop, they opened my hood, and I'm like, well, your belt broke. Nothing's been turning here. Power steering pump wasn't turning. Don't know why I didn't notice that. You don't notice that it won't turn, that it can't steer. But you daggum sure noticed the AC ain't running. It's hot in here. So anyway, in Chattanooga, an HVAC crew using EV vans saw range drop from 120 miles to 90 miles with constant AC running.
Yeah.
Plan for your midday charging. Choose your routes. If it's less than 80 miles, store cab tools, insulated refreshments, anything that you need. Like have your tools there where you can just jump and run. Always have cold water. Sometimes use passive AC dampers. Like, okay, I'm turning off the ones on the passenger side. I want all of it over here so I can turn it down where it doesn't have to be on high. And I've done that. Go ahead.
Add retractable solar canopies to
What the heck?
top up while you're working inside. But my idea is just put a solar trailer behind you and drag it around all the time.
Yeah,
right?
I mean you
come
could build a
on,
whole area on it and say, hey, look, I'm
charging
good.
while I'm driving.
put batteries in there and then drop off the batteries and charge people. I'll charge your batteries for you.
Yeah. Supercharged batteries.
What the heck are we talking about today? This is social
Dude,
media.
this crazy guy. I
Oh,
found this
God.
dude. He's got a really cool mustache, though.
Matt, you might want to get out
His
ahead
face
of
is
time.
for radio, though. I'm going to tell you that much.
You might want to get out now, Matt, while you can.
Well, you were asking me some questions the other day.
Uh-oh. All right, so we're pulling up me. Why do I stand out?
Weird.
Licensed plumber. Oh, I know it is weird. It's like right to your center talking about
Weird
yourself. It's
plumber.
like, I know. So why do I stand out? A licensed plumber offering short skill demos, Mythbusters, licensing guides, has a knack for storytelling. I've been told that before. But you know what? And it's funny because whenever I spoke day before yesterday in Lima, Ohio, I got off and I went back and I'm talking to another speaker. And he says, dude, you are the best storyteller. But I mean, you know me. My stories are true.
Yeah.
I don't make stuff up.
That's it.
It's like I can tell you the names. Anyway, well, I do connect tools to the trade culture, but
Yeah, it gets a little funky in there.
I know. But I do.
Over 130 million views.
Man.
We were talking about that the other day. That's why we're going to go ahead and review this
I
wonderful
love that.
plumbing
I
Friday.
do. I love that.
673,000 subs.
That blows my mind. And then I'm going to take the 28 or 30,000 that you've got over here and say, no, really, I've got 700, Randy.
There you go. Boom. On YouTube. Good job. Good for you.
See,
bro.
see. Okay, that one there. I was talking about that video too from stage just the other day.
Yeah. Yes.
We're doing this one
I
again
tell a
soon,
lot
guys.
of plumbers about this one because I had a crew come out. It was 3 guys from the same company, and we were talking. And I said, "Oh yeah, have you seen glued copper yet?" And they're like, "Wait, what?" Glued copper.
Okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna jump over here
ahead.
just for a second.
It's way over here.
I see. I'll get it there sooner or later. I'm gonna go back to go through all of them just to do this. Matt says I have to turn my vehicle on and spray the condenser with a hose to get it just right. I've lived in houses like that. Niketsu Sutama says, I just hate cleaning and organizing the van in the morning.
Yep.
I just put whatever I picked back where it was. Brother, if you can develop that skill forever, and I know I said brother, sister, tradesperson, anybody watching, if you can develop that skill, the greatest thing you can do. I look back at my career and I wish I'd have stayed more organized in my vans. Work sites were easy.
Yeah.
I had toolboxes. I had a place for everything. Mm-hmm. My van, there's a place right inside the back door. There's a bucket. If there's not a bucket, grab a bucket, put it in a bucket. Anyway.
There's always this little tornado that ran through his van.
That's a great way to do it, man. Says the next morning we instantly see clear what we need and don't need. Yep. You are going to be an amazing tradesman. I'm going to tell you that because if you can focus on that and never get away from it, you're going to be really good. Matt says mustache of wisdom. I love that. I don't know if I'm allowed to leave. See, you're not, but we'll let you go here in just a few minutes. ScamPro says trying to grow a business to business social media is hard, especially for a small business. And I'm going to tell you it's not. I'm going to tell you it's hard if all you're trying to do is sell product.
Sell the solution. Show the solution.
Look, we talk about Leak Pro because it's a sponsor. We have to.
Yep.
But we're not trying to push it. It's like, look, here's what we got. It's not like, hey, you got to buy it. Hey, you have to do this. Hey, you have to. We have an amazing product. I can tell you the value that behind it, but we're not trying to push it and sell it. And then, yeah, the Home Depot bucket man. That would be me.
We had buckets. We had
Okay, enough.
bags.
But sometimes
boxes.
it's just cardboard boxes.
Yeah, so back to social media over
There
here.
we go. Let's talk about good stuff.
Yeah. Check this out. My favorite.
Oh, see, you're getting rough now.
We told you the face was made for radio. See, that's where he started, y'all. But now look at him in front of the camera all the time. Even me, like, I know my face is definitely for radio.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
Isn't it
Eight's
crazy?
when the ads started. See, like, just your base original.
Yeah, the
like,
first 4 there are ads.
Yep.
Number
the
5.
first 5
Yep.
were 8 years back. pretty wild. Some of the most popular videos.
This
Now-
is what I like.
Now, main reason I pulled this, guys, it's not to pull up and show off his channel and all that stuff like we normally do. Is this where you thought plumbing was going to take you?
Oh God, no. Oh no, me and you've had this
I know.
conversation.
That's-
No, look. I was trying to grow a plumbing company. You look at that 6 years ago, how to fix a running toilet guaranteed. The day we made that will, came in the office after it was posted. He said, I'm gonna tell you now, that video sucks. I said, what do you mean? He said, just sucks. He said, you literally got in there, you just showed them how to do it. You didn't tell a lot of stories, you didn't cut up, you didn't do anything. But guys, sometimes that's what people want. Just tell me how to do it. I don't need to hear your stories. I don't need you to make me laugh. I got a freaking problem that I want to fix. And it was neat. Then one of the viral ones that we did, Real Plumber Tries Awful Plumbing Hacks. That, when it went viral for me, it went viral. It was really good, though. And then Does Green Gobbler Work?
Yeah.
And then scroll down a little bit. There's a Fabuloso there somewhere. Is that popular? Or is
Yes,
that-
this is popular.
Okay. Well,
Man, it's-
normally it comes up. Yeah, it must have. There must be other videos just kicking it because it was. Yeah,
There's the one you're hunting. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
606.
yeah, 200,000 views a year.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look, this is what I do the training for, because I can teach people how to do what I did. ScamPro, I've got people that reach out to me all the time saying, look, I want to do what you do in their businesses. You got to do it different. But that's what I teach people how to do.
Yep.
Or they sponsor me and I just do it for them,
That's it.
which is a good way to do it too.
It works.
Okay,
It works.
so let me turn it around. You brought me up, and I ask you this all the time. What is your favorite thing about this channel? Seriously, I mean, besides me.
So
I love
it's
you.
like it's like I had a guy I was talking to yesterday, and he was asking me if you had a plumbing company. He's like, "You still got a company, yeah?" No. Wait, what? What's he do now? YouTube is taking over. You can only teach so many people at a company. On a platform like this, you can teach many people. And it's like, look, do I just want to teach the people on my job, the apprentices that I get, the journeymen that happen to come through? I want to teach more than that. Why? Because I've got good knowledge. I learned hard. I studied hard. I learned from a lot of experienced guys whenever I came up, because I was the guy that wanted the oldest man on every job. Look who I get to help support in teaching and passing on 45 years of plumbing wisdom to others. And guys, I hate plumbing.
Yes, he does. I'll vouch for that.
I hate plumbing.
I hated the first time you told me. It's like, dude, why'd you sign up for pipe
I
fitting?
got so mad.
I was like, I got you into being a
I'm like,
plumber. He's like,
Dad, I hate plumbing though. My whole family's plumbers.
But he was good at it.
That's it. Why do I do League Pro? To give back to the trades,
Yeah.
to give back to the plumbers. That's what I want to do. That's all we're doing. Trying to give more back to the trades. And that's my favorite part about doing this. Is
That's cool.
Passing the knowledge down.
Guys, look, I started YouTube really 7 years ago. It turned out to be pretty cool. We love what we get to do. I do. I think I've got the most amazing career, the most amazing life that I could have ever imagined. Because of y'all. I was on stage 2 days ago telling stories about the comments that I get. And you can literally change people's lives. We all want to make money. We all want more time in our lives, but we want to leave an impact on this world. And if I'm doing it through YouTube, you can too. So what I want to tell you is, if YouTube is something you've ever thought, hey, I'd like to do that, I made a free webinar just to try to help you find out more about it. If you're interested, go to www.justmetroger.com. It's free. Check it out. See if YouTube is something you can do. Because I started on YouTube and then used what I learned there to grow everywhere else. Love to see you there.
That's it. We would like to thank League Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They build the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. I always suggest checking out the complete kit. It's the business in a box. You can find that at www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you're not familiar with leak detection, give me a call. I offer a 2-day in-person training, and we'll walk you through every aspect that you need to be able to get this in your business and get your phone ringing for this service. So give us a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to discuss how we can add this to your business.
All right. A couple of comments real quick. Nikesu Satama says, you stand out through your appearance and the way you carry yourself. Above all, you explain things clearly and accurately without relying on excessive technical jargon, which is great. And I do that because I teach homeowners, I teach DIYers how to do this too. And I want them, even, and plumbers get mad and say, you take money right out of our pocket. Look, if I teach a homeowner how to change their own flapper, are you really pissed off about that? Some people are.
Yeah, some are.
They're like, I want to make that $300 to come change a $3 part.
For 2 minutes.
It's like, more power to you. Yeah. But that's not me. And then Matt says, I'm glad you got this opportunity to let me and others enjoy the content. Thank you, sir. Thank y'all very much. I appreciate it. Remember, it's Friday. Be safe, but have fun.
That's it, everybody. It's Friday. Happy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be present the rest of the day on your job site. Get out there, hit it effing hard, guys. You know we will. Bye.
See y'all.